everybody. Welcome to the YouTube bonus segment. Hope you're catching us from the podcast. And if you're not, well, that's okay, too. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Obviously, we know we're giving away a bunch of big stuff every Thursday, and we'll preview that in a little bit. But if you can see by all the ribs that we have tasted throughout the show tonight, there's still just barely enough out of the second rack. Three racks altogether. It was three racks.
I've got a rack after tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, I was eating so many ribs, man. Ribs, the cheese, smoked Cheez-Its.
Yeah, this is
smoked
unbelievable.
white cheddar Cheez-Its, John. Oh
Kaylee
my
even
God.
said, I feel like we just walked into a 5-star restaurant between the cocktails and the food tonight.
Yeah.
So thanks again, brother. And thank you for the bonus time segment idea. This is outstanding. Tell us what you were thinking, because I don't think we have thought a lot about Jalen Hurts moving in. Everybody just assumes it's going to work out, but is there a leash between Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts is what you asked, and I think that's an interesting question.
I think it's a valid question, because I think you have to think, what if it doesn't work? Everyone thinks it's going to just magically work. It doesn't magically work in the NFL. If it was magically going to work, their over-under win total will be more than 9.5.
I didn't think about
That's
that.
good.
All right.
Okay, yeah. Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
And at some point, if it's not working, what does Nick Sirianni need to do? Like, what's that leash looking like? I'm not calling for Minshew or Reed Stinnen or whoever to come in and take over, but at some point, Sirianni's going to have to assert himself and his offense and say, okay, this is what we're doing. It's my offense. I'm the head coach, not to sound like Hugh Jackson, but this is my team, and we're going to run it the way I want to. We're not running the Oklahoma offense anymore, because that's what they did last year. It was the Oklahoma offense. That's all it was. Mm-hmm. There was nothing unique to it. That's what we need to know, what Sirianni's passing offense looks like now, if we want to go forward with it as the coach.
Because it sucked last year. I mean, it was downright bad. And we saw that at the beginning of the year, which is why they were in a hole and they ran the ball a million times. So thinking about, because the leash is such an interesting thing, right? Like, it is a marriage. They always talk about it as coach and quarterback as a marriage. This is a first-time head coach with a guy who really got his first chance to start last year. So they spend this time together, first time to have that second year for Jalen Hurts. Like, it's this whole romantic thing, and they've given Jalen Hurts so much. Like, I believe last year when it came to the black uniforms, they did that because Jalen Hurts asked them to do it that night. Now A.J. Brown is here because Jalen Hurts, that's his guy, and that's where A.J. Brown wanted to be. Kennedy Brooks, who's not a big deal right now, but could make this team. He played at Oklahoma with Jalen Hurts. Like, they've given this guy so much, and when you're a head coach and you're wearing the fucking T-shirt of your quarterback, like, you're so right on that. It's just like, man, how bad does it have to be? And does he have that sort of same line? Like, as a fan, there's a point where the fan base, it starts to become like a 50-50 split of whether the guy should have the job. And it's a real debate. Like, is Sirianni going to have that sort of depth? I don't know.
And here's my question to both of you guys, too, because I don't really know where we all feel this as a fan base, but, like, are we sure what we're seeing is the fault of, if we get to this scenario, is the fault of Jalen Hurts? Or, like, how are we supposed to know that Nick Sirianni is good, too? Like, that's my still biggest question into the offseason, almost to your point. I don't know what his passing offense looks like. Yeah, it might have been moving towards the air raid or whatever, but how are we supposed to know which one is affecting the other one?
We don't know.
You know, so
I've been thinking that for so long. Like, what does this come down to? Because at some point, you can wear that T-shirt, you can wear that hat, but when he has a terrible game, like he did against the Giants in November, what shirt are you wearing? Are you?
Yeah.
Like, at some point, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to be the adult in the room, Sirianni, and say, "All right, we're done. It's not going to work."
And that's the thing, right?
Whatever.
Like, when you think about how all this stuff works, ultimately it is kill or be killed on every single level. And if you're Nick Sirianni, he doesn't have, like, super long-term job stability. He doesn't have a track record. Like, who knows if he gets another job after this? He may never be a head coach again after this. So at some point, you do have an obligation to yourself to go, even if especially if Sirianni is the problem, you have to blame Jalen Hurts and hope you get a better quarterback in.
And I'm not comparing Jalen Hurts to Jared Goff. That's not what I'm doing with what I'm about to say. But that was a similar situation his last year in LA where McVay was just like, I can't fucking play this guy anymore. Like, I just can't do it. And he was playing what's-his-face in that playoff game.
Jimmy Garoppolo and all that?
Wait, John Wolford?
Wolford.
Yeah,
right.
John
right.
Wolford, the legend John Wolford, who won a playoff game.
Oh yeah.
I completely erased it.
Goff was really hurt. Yeah. He didn't want him in there. Like,
yeah.
Like, you knew it. He just knew, I can't keep going forward with this. And like I said, I'm not comparing Hurts to Goff. I'm comparing the situations. At some point, you're going to just have to say, all right.
Yeah, and
I gotta look out for myself.
Yeah.
So, like, that's what I mean. Like, this year, to me, it is, I don't think it's about, for the fan base, yes, like, Jalen needs to check up all the boxes to make us feel warm inside or whatever the fuck. But I don't know if Nick Sirianni can check that box for me this year. I don't know. Like, I don't know what the excitement, what are we expecting out of Nick Sirianni this season? Honestly. What are we looking for? What is it? Is it the offense to click? Is it just to win a bunch of games and cover eyes and who gives a shit? Like, what do we want from this guy? It seems like we just want to be a fucking cheerleader, keep the t-shirts on, and to Jamie's point, figure it out when you have to figure it out. And that's what happened last year almost.
Well, look, top 10 offense has to be the expectation. That's what they were last year. Believe it or not, because I think we're all shocked, but that is a fact of the matter. The running game was so good last year and so efficient that they were a top 10 offense in the NFL last year. With how much better they've gotten in Jalen Hurts, leap year 2, Sirianni, leap year 2, Jonathan Gannon, leap year 2. Like, there should be a top 5 offense, where, like we said, NFC Championship or win a playoff game or whatever it is, win the division, definitely. So, like, those are the kinds of expectations. But, yeah, like, are they going to deliver on that? How much do you believe that Sirianni's going to do it, or is it just the pieces are so goddamn good that they drag him there? I don't know.
I don't see them winning in despite of him. Like, I think that's so hard to do in the NFL that you just win despite of who your coach is.
Well, is running the way they did last year on some level being that successful as running offense in spite of Sirianni?
Actually, probably yes. Because I felt the same way last year. I didn't really see Sirianni. I saw Stoutland. Saw a lot of Stoutland.
He's the most important person on that team.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So
it's not even close.
So then I wonder, like, we can't do the same thing again, right? You can't just go like, I just run the football.
You can't repeat. Like, you can't repeat exactly what you did the year before in the NFL. It just doesn't
work.
It doesn't. There's history behind it.
It'll get you killed in a playoff game against Tampa. So.
Taylor, are we headed towards a Matt Rule situation if it's a disaster? Then
I was going to say post draft night, it's a 10-win team. That's what people are expecting. You got AJ Brown, you got Jordan Davis, you got the guy you wanted.
Yeah.
Like, we have to be better. It's going to be a 10-win team, and it might be unfair. Yeah,
no, I don't see, and that's the other thing, Jamie. I hated this bullshit about, like, the last couple of weeks where, like, oh no, expectations are right, and we gotta nail those down. This team isn't ready for this. Then what the fuck was last year about? To Taylor's point, then what are you building on? Hopefully, you win one playoff game, and then the next year you win 2, and like that's not today's NFL either.
No, that gets you fired.
Yeah, so
like a smart owner will fire you over that.
Yeah,
Who was it in Denver that Peyton had? Was it Fox?
John Fox.
Yeah, and Adam Gase.
They were
unreal.
When they were going like second round, then they fire him, and then they brought in Kubiak.
That's right.
Like, that's how you succeed. To be like, you got to keep finding the better pieces out there.
Yeah, I just really wonder what if there is an escape plan from Jalen, and if there is, how he's like rolling in a bed of roses and be like, thank God we can end this shit.
Yes.
Or do whatever.
Can I tell you there is? It's the New Orleans Saints and the second first-round pick that you've got. We already know. Like, we already know. And if you have to at that point, then you're dipping into the 2024 draft, and you have that first-rounder as well, or whatever picks from that. You have 3 firsts to play with. So yeah, like there are plans, and there's so many quarterbacks in this day and age that are quality players and prospects that aren't getting time. Like Baker Mayfield would have been gobbled up and traded for 10 years ago, and there's no question about it. Somebody would have given up like a first or a second to get Baker Mayfield, and he was worth nothing now. Like Jimmy Garoppolo at this point is going to be nothing. He's going to sign for a free agent somewhere for a couple of bucks. Like,
sign with the Giants, and then it'll make all my takes great again from the offseason.
Okay, you're making me sick. But like that's kind of where it's going. Like there's so many quarterbacks. The quarterback talent, the floor of quarterback talent that's available is really damn good at this point. So if Jalen Hurts is on the downside of things, then you can replace that easily enough, right? Because again, it's if he sucks this year. Like Teddy Bridgewater always floats around. Tyrod Taylor always floats around. Garoppolo's floating around. So you have that kind of stuff. But like thinking about, is Sirianni going to pull the trigger enough? Is he going to go down? Because I really could see him going down with the ship. I could easily see Sirianni going, look, Jalen Hurts is my guy. I'm going to give him the whole season. He's a young guy. The team supports him so goddamn much. The team supports him so much. Because I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying I could see him doing it because he's a first-time head coach. Do you remember? Have you ever been in a serious? Yeah, like
too nice.
Have you ever broken? What do you remember? What it was like the first time you broke up from a serious relationship? Did that ever happen to you? Because like,
did it ever happen to us? Yeah.
I don't know.
Fuck you, Andrea.
Yeah, that's right. Like, you're dead to us, Andrea. You're dead to us. All right, we don't even follow you on the gram
now. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, ignore that account with no pictures on the gram. So, like, that kind of stuff happens, though, right? Like, you've never been through it before. You don't know what it's like. You've never experienced it. You don't know when is the right time to do it. You probably dragged it on for months longer than you should have, and then you get into the moment, and you're like, okay, no, I absolutely have to do this now. It has to end. Like, Jalen Hurts is staring down, what, $30 million minimum next year? I could see him just dragging this out to the whole season. Sirianni goes, no, this is my guy. The whole team loves him. A.J. Brown loves him. Kennedy Brooks loves him. Everybody, the whole team loves the guy. So you don't want to do it. You don't want to bench him. It kills the morale. You go through the whole season. He's not good enough. It's time for a contract. And like, oh shit, we need to draft somebody. I could see it.
Yeah, no better draft to find someone.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm sure that's going to be happening around. Obviously, Jamie is unfortunately an Ohio State fan, so I think there's going to be some chatter about QB1 coming out of there this year. And I think
nice little quarterback.
Nice little quarterback. And the zip on the ball is nothing to be ashamed of. The accuracy, trust me. I've talked to Taylor much about this. It's hard to keep the sexiness away from like.
Well, I'm right next to you.
Yeah, well, that's true too, and in front of us too with your ribs tonight too. By the way, so. I just feel it would be almost. See, we just had this nice discussion, and I go right back to the happiness. I think it's almost impossible for Jalen Hurts to get yanked this year. Almost impossible. Like he would have to throw A.J. Brown under the bus essentially, and along with his footballs. I don't know. So, but I am really curious what everybody else thinks. If you do think that there is a chance that there's a very short leash here, and we just don't know it. 215-509-5833 is how you text us. Leave some comments down below. Obviously, if you're watching on YouTube. And Jamie, just an amazing job once again. At Calf Barbecue, phenomenal. These are literally the best ribs we've probably had in our life. And we had to do a gut check on that in the moment.
Yes.
It wasn't just the alcohol. Wasn't that we were just coming over hungry. It is an unbelievable job.
Best ribs in Philadelphia, hands down. It's not even close. They came right out of your kitchen. Watching them come off the grill and be right here in front of us, unbelievable.
Unreal.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you, YouTube. Hit subscribe down below. Make sure the
we're giving
notifications
away
are on.
$500. We're giving away $500 at the end of this month. So why are you not subscribed? Are you completely insane? Do you not want $500?
Yeah.
Have you played PlayStation 5? It's pretty fucking great. $500. It's right in your pocket. We're giving it away to one subscriber at the end of the month. You should do it. I'm just saying.
Year worth of Liquid Death is on the table. A QB 54 set. All sorts of fun. Jamie, thanks again, man. We'll see you very soon.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Peace.